Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the Old Lady, and this is Advanced Squad Leader. ASL Scenario A, the Guards Counterattack. Soviet Turn 1 coming up. So we showed you in the last episode the plans for the Soviets and the plans for the Germans and how the setup was set up and all of that. Today we're going to get on with playing it. So let's just roll. That's the best way to do this. We're going into the rally phase. Ordinarily, we would set up with just two dice here, but I'm going to roll 3 dice as a general custom, just because that way sniper checks are dealt with right away, and we know whether or not they've activated and so on. So we can then move on to dealing with that after the appropriate time. So that's how we're going to do it. Red die is the colored die, white die is the other part of the two dice die roll, yes, and the black die is the sniper activation die. Why does English have to be so weird about this? Anyway, let's make some dice rolls. And let's start with a wing change dice roll. With a 7, there's no wing change. Let's move on to the prep fire phase. And in the prep fire phase, we will have a goodly deal of prep firing to do. So let's start right here with an 18 strength attack across the street into F5, so it's going to be an 18 up 3 for the stone building, and we'll see how we do. Let's get on with that. Click on this and get a dreadful roll. 11 on the 16 chart, but up 3, that's not going to hit anything, so that's not going to do anything for anybody. That didn't go off well at all. The next shot will be a fire group. 2 men from this hex and 1 man from the ground floor of this hex will fire on G6. That's the center of the German position in this building here. So we're again at 18, except we're not, because 2 of those units are shooting at long range. They only have a range of 2, so they're going to actually have to shoot at long range, which means we're taking a 12 plus 3 shot. Not quite as good, but hopefully we'll get a better roll this time. 7 plus 3 is 10 on the 12 chart. It is a pin task check. My goodness, it's just a pin. Even if it's anything, it's just a pin. So let's see whether or not it's pinned. It is not pinned, so it's not even pinned. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to mark some prep fire here. Alright, prep fire markers have been added. I know it looks a little messy, but we're doing the best we can with paper here. What can you do? So I know I could play this on Vassal, but for some reason, it's just a little more charming on paper and cardboard, on map and board, and I just like it better. Anyway, that's going to do it for that prep fire, and the third prep fire will be the 10-2 leader from upstairs in G4. In G4, yes, upstairs in G4, with the 3 units that he's stacked with. So that's an 18 up 1. An 18 up 1 is going to go on the 16 chart, so let's have a roll on the 16 chart. We got a 7 on the 16 chart. Up 1 is going to be an 8, which will give us a 1 MC. So this guy here in H5 is going to take a 1 MC. And we'll see whether or not that causes him any pain. He has just the 1 squad, so let's make the roll. 8. He fails. He fails, so he is broken. Didn't have as much luck with the prep fire as I might have liked. But that happens. One more prep fire to do, and then we'll be done. And that is the stack up here in J2 with a 9-1 leader, a 447, and a medium machine gun, 410. So that's going to fire at J4, directly south of them. The leader, the 8-0 leader there. That's going to be an 8 up 2. What a wretched shot. And did it break? Let me have a look. B11, it did in fact break. So that is deeply frustrating. The machine gun malfunctioned there. So that's not helpful for the Russians, I will tell you that much. One possible other. Gotta get some good luck sometime. Alright, we're gonna try it. M2 on K4. And we'll see whether we can get something useful out of this. That's more like it. M2 on K4, it's a 12 shot up 3. On the 12, a 4 up 3 is 7 to a 1 MC. That's going to be these two squads right here. So they will make individual morale checks. 9 is a failure. And 8 is a failure. Although I suspect the LMG isn't actually desperate. Prep fire. Okay. Is that everybody who's going to prep fire? Do I take another shot? I don't think so. 8 up 3. I think I'd rather wait and take a slightly better shot up 3. Yeah. Yeah, given the very high sniper activation number, I'm not going to take that somewhat low odds shot. Okay, I think that's going to do it for prep fire. We're pretty much done on prep firing. Let's move up to the movement phase. And in the movement phase, let's get started. Prep fire, one more guy. Assault moving. So that is all of his movement. That's all he's going to do. And these guys are going to see if they can fire on him. And lay down a fire lane, I think. So let me take a second and just look up how that's done. I'll be right back. Alright, yes, we will be laying down a fire lane. We will go along the alternate hex grain, and it will be... Let us get this sorted out. I've got to get out a counter. It's actually going to be 6. Okay, so for this defensive first fire shot, we will be firing with the leader to help avoid cowering with a 6 shot -1 for move in the open, but not for non-assault movement, so just the -1. So it is going to be a 2-die roll. On the 6 chart, a 5 -1 is a 4, which is a 2 MC. That's pretty tough. Let's see what the Russians do with that. 2! We've got heat of battle. So not only do they pass it, we're going to drop a little bit of residual fire there from the squad. Only from the squad, though. Check the heat of battle. That's what we need to do next. Where is Hob? And they are Russian, so it's +2. And that's it. So +2. Oh, but -1 because they're elite, so it's +1. Alright. 11 +1 is 12. They surrender. Now, what happens with prisoners? My goodness, that's an interesting thing to look up. Okay, so having read up on the prisoners' rules, what happens here is that during the route phase, these prisoners will route toward the guys that broke them and give themselves up as prisoners. So they're going to have to deploy and all kinds of... It's just going to be a big mess. My goodness. Wouldn't be unusual to declare no quarter in this circumstance. No, I don't want to. I do not wish to invoke no quarter. So it's going to route to the bad guys. If my understanding is correct, I'll be happy to hear that I'm wrong. So that's a completely unexpected result. That was very unexpected. I will admit that. As an assault move, and he's going to take fire. He can't take fire. Well, he will take fire from the fire lane, so that goes first. So he takes a 1 -1, I believe. A die roll. A 1 -1, that's not going to get much done. So never mind on that one. Did he break something? No, I don't. Oh, hang on. Yes, I think it does. I think that ends the fire lane. That is funny. Things are going crazy here. Let me have a look at the MG mouth. Yep. That was only one movement point to move in there, so that's the only shot we can take from that hex. Could somebody from another hex fire there? Yes, somebody could. Fire it from G6. He will fire on G5 with 12 FP at -1. That's going to be painful. A 4 on the 12 chart is going to hurt. A 3 MC. That is painful. Alright, let's try the 3 MC for that Russian squad. That's going to be a 10. He will break. He also gets attacked for 1 with a 1 -1 shot on the fire lane. No, he doesn't anymore because the fire lane is no longer. Never mind. Because the machine gun mouthed. So that didn't happen. And I didn't place any residual firepower there, and I should have. Although I don't think it's going to matter because nobody else is going to move there at any point, so that's not really a big problem. We've got an 8 -1 shot, so let's have a go. 8 -1, that's a 7 on the 8 chart, gives us a 1 MC. So let's see whether or not we can get a Russian to pass a check. We cannot. Harsh. It's a harsh world for the Germans today, or for the Russians today. My goodness. But what else are we going to do? This guy is going to move out into this road under assault movement. And I think they're going to fire on him as one whacking great fire group, because why not? Actually, they don't need to. We'll just take these two guys and their machine gun. That's 11, it's 22, it's a -1 shot. So it's on the 20 chart and it's -1. This is going to be a brutal shot. Oh! It is in fact a brutal shot. Okay, 2 KIA as a matter of fact. So that's just exciting. I don't think there's any special result from getting a 2 on an attack. Morale check or rally die roll. No, that's not it. So MMC DR, CC DR. No, that's it. So no, the 2 doesn't do anything special other than that. With this machine gun retained rate. So these guys have first fired. The machine gun has not. And they left 10 firepower residual in that hex, which is quite heavy duty. Well, it won't be 10, it'll be 8. But that's still pretty heavy duty. So that's a little bit brutal. We're not going to do that. These guys are going to move forward into this space, and you can take your shots at them if you want, guy. But only this guy can shoot. Because this guy's under that. And, well, actually, no, sorry, the machine gun could shoot. There'd be a 2 up 3. I don't think that's really worth it. No, it isn't. So I'm not going to take that shot with the ROF. And that leader will fire on this stack here, who shouldn't have moved to the stack, but I was lazy. And yeah, so they're going to face a little bit of fire. It is a 4.67 and a 5.12 medium machine gun. Yes. So that's 9 firepower, rounding down to 8. 8 will be up 2. 8 up 2. 4. That's a 6 on the 8 chart. I make that a 1 MC. So we'll roll the MC for both those guys. That one's a pass. And so is that one. Very nice. Everybody's passing their morale checks in that hex. This counter will assault move forward. And that's all. This counter will assault move forward. And that is all. That's all the movement there is. So let's move on to the defensive fire phase. There isn't going to be a whole lot of that left because everybody's fired pretty much. The only people who haven't fired is the big stack with the 9-2. And I'm disinclined to not fire. Let's have a see what's in this stack. And we're going to unload, I think. We have a 4.67, a light machine gun, a 4.67, a light machine gun, a 4.67, and a light machine gun. That's 3 of them for a total of 21 firepower. Up 1, minus 2 for the leader, plus 3 for the stone building. So it's plus 1. And on the 20 chart, this should be effective. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's got to be a KIA. 20. A 4. K4, same effect. Just slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. And that's gone for the end of the movement phase. Right, onward to the advancing fire phase, where I think we have very little of that. Let us have a look. Advancing fire. Doo-doo. We are in the advancing fire phase now, and what advancing fire? I can't believe we haven't had a sniper activation yet on a 6 for both sides. That's just crazy. Okay, advancing fire. I don't think there is any advancing fire. 4 up 3, that's not really worth being taken. No. it's not worth being taken. The chance of getting a sniper activation is almost the same as getting a result of any kind, so it's really pointless. That's my thinking, which makes that the end of the movement of the advancing fire phase. Alright, that's all the end of the advanced fire phase. Let's go to the rout phase, which should be fairly interesting. Now, we already know that these guys are going to route directly forward to there, and they will be taken in control by that squad, which may in fact deploy to take that. Let's have a look at the rules and see what it says about taking prisoners. Okay, so I've finally figured it out. The full squad, the German full squad, will deploy into half squads, one of which takes control of the mouthed machine gun and the other which takes control of the prisoners. There we go. Now, advance phase. And there shouldn't be too much advancing here. I see one for sure. This leader is going to advance to there and be upstairs. Russians advancing. I think... no, he'll stay where he is. This guy will move up with him. These guys will move up here. Okay. I think that's pretty much going to do it for this phase, because for this turn, because there's no CC to do. Nothing there. So I think we're done. That's what I would say. We're pretty much done. Yeah. I would say we're pretty much done. Alright. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day and take care.